In the large Ashanti Kingdom of Ghana, Prince Kofi was next in line for the throne, but Kofi's heart belongs to the arts, not politics. He spent most of his days playing the Akwaaba drum, a symbol of African unity, and dreaming of the day he could use his music to bring people together. His mother, the queen, encouraged his passion, but his father, the king, urged him to focus on his royal duties. Meanwhile, in the vibrant Yoruba village of Nigeria, Akwa was a skilled weaver, famous for her stunning Adire clothes. She spent her days weaving tales of love and tradition into every thread. She had heard stories of the Akwaaba festival from her grandmother, who had attended the celebration many years ago. Her grandmother spoke of the vibrant colors, rhythmic drums, and unity of African cultures that came together at the festival. Akwa was fascinated by the stories and felt a deep connection to the celebration even from afar. One day, while working on a new Adire cloth, Akwa received a mysterious message woven into the thread of her fabric. The message read, "Follow the rhythm of the Akwaaba drum to find your destiny." Intrigued, Akwa felt an inexplicable pull to attend the Akwaaba festival in Ghana. She packed her bags, said goodbye to her family, and embarked on a long journey to Ghana, following the whispers of the Akwaaba drumbeat in her heart. As she traveled, she met fellow travelers and traders who shared stories of the festival grandeur and magic. Her excitement grew with each passing day, and she felt a sense of purpose she had never felt before. Finally, after many days of travel, Akwa arrived at the Akwaaba festival. Her eyes widened as she took in the vibrant colors, sounds, and smells of the celebration. As Akwa wandered through the vibrant colors at the Akwaaba festival, she felt the rhythm of the drums pulsing through her veins. Suddenly, she heard a drumbeat that stood out from the rest, a beat that seemed to match the rhythm of her own heart. She followed the sound and found himself drawn to a tall, handsome young man playing the Akwaaba drum with skill and passion. Kofi too had felt a strange sensation as he played the drum, a sense of being pulled towards someone special. As he looked up, his eyes met Akwa's, and he felt a jolt of recognition. It was as if they had known each other before, though they had never met. In the midst of the multitude, they locked eyes, and the world around them melted away. The drums, the dancing, the laughter, everything faded into the background as they gazed at each other. It was as if they shared a secret language, a connection that transcended words. Without a word, Kofi gestured for Akwa to come closer. She approached him, her heart pounding in time with the drums. As she reached his side, he handed her a small drum, and together they began to play a rhythm that seems to match the beat of their own hearts. The crowd around them cheered and clapped, but Kofi and Akwa were lost in their own world. Their eyes locked on each other as they played the drums in perfect harmony. It was as if they had found a piece of themselves in each other, a missing piece they never knew they needed. In that moment, they knew they were meant to be together, that their love was written in the rhythm of the Akwaaba drum. And as they played on, their love became the beat that united the festival, the rhythm that brought everyone together in joy and celebration. From that day on, Kofi and Akwa's love grew stronger. They found solace in each other's embrace. But their love was forbidden because of the long age history. Many generations ago, the ancestors of Kofi's family, the Ashanti royal family of Ghana, and the Akwa's family, the Yoruba royal family of Nigeria, were united under one great empire. They shared a rich culture, tradition, and a strong bond. However, as the empire grew and expanded, differences in beliefs and value began to drive them apart. A great dispute arose over the ownership of a sacred land, a place of ancient worship, wisdom, and spiritual power. The Ashanti believed it was their birthright, while the Yoruba claimed it was theirs by divine decree. The disagreement led to a bitter feud, and the two families went their separate ways, each establishing their own kingdom. Over time, the rivalry between the families only intensified, with each side seeking to outdo the other in wealth, power, and influence. The Ashanti and Yoruba kingdom became two of the most powerful in West Africa, their animosity simmering just below the surface. When Kofi and Akwa fell in love, their families saw it as a betrayal, a union that would weaken their respective claims to the sacred land and threaten their power. Kofi's family saw Akwa as a Yoruba spy, while Akwa's family viewed Kofi as an Ashanti pawn. The rivalry had been passed down through generations, and it seemed insurmountable. If you have watched up to this moment, I want to plead that you please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thank you. Let's continue. But Kofi and Akwa's love was stronger than the hatred between the families. They knew that their union could bring peace and unity to their families and their kingdom, ending the centuries-old feud. And so, they decided to follow their hearts, no matter the cost. Kwaku, Kofi's cousin, had always felt overshadowed by Kofi's privileged position as the future king. While Kofi was groomed for leadership and given every opportunity, Kwaku was left in the shadows, his own ambitions and talents ignored. Their uncle, the king, had made it clear that Kofi was the chosen one, the next in line for the throne. Kwaku's resentment grew as he watched Kofi receive praise and admiration from their family and the kingdom. He felt that he too had the qualities of a great leader, but no one seems to notice. His jealousy simmered and he began to plot his own path to the throne. When Kofi and Akwa's love became public, Kwaku saw an opportunity to strike. He knew that their family's rivalry would make their union unpopular, and he could use this to his advantage. Kwaku, determined to discredit Kofi and Akwa's union, began to secretly gather a small group of loyal followers, whispering lies and fueling their discontent. He manipulated their fears and prejudice, turning them against the Yoruba people. One night, under the cover of darkness, Kwaku and his followers snuck into the sacred temple where the golden stool was kept. They overpowered the guards and stole the sacred artifacts, leaving behind a trail of clues that pointed to Akwa's family. Kwaku had carefully planned the theft to coincide with Akwa's visit to the kingdom, making it seem like she had orchestrated the crime to disgrace the Ashanti kingdom. He even planted a fake witness who claimed to have seen Akwa's family members near the temple on the night of the theft. The kingdom was outraged, and Kofi's father, the king, was heartbroken. He felt betrayed by Akwa's family and demanded their immediate arrest and punishment. Kwaku, feigning loyalty and concern, offered to lead the investigation, further solidifying his own position and making it harder for Kofi and Akwa to prove their innocence. Kofi and Akwa knew that they had to clear their names and reunite their families. They decided to embark on a dangerous journey across Africa, braving treacherous landscape, treacherous foes and ancient mysteries. As they traveled, they encountered fierce storms, raging rivers, and scorching deserts. They met cunning thieves, fierce warriors, and mysterious sorcerers who sought to use their skills for their own gain. But Kofi and Akwa persevered, relying on their love, courage, and wit to overcome each obstacle. In the scorching desert, they stumbled upon a hidden oasis where they met a wise old sage who shared ancient secrets and mysterious powers. The sage helped them decipher the clues left behind by Kwaku, leading them closer to the truth. In the dense jungle, they encountered a fierce tribe who initially saw them as enemies. But Kofi's drumming skills and Akwa's weaving magic won them over, and the tribe became their allies, providing them with shelter and guidance. As they journeyed on, they discovered hidden temples, ancient artifacts, and mysterious energies that tested their resolve and strength. But through it all, their love for each other and their determination to unite their families kept them going. Finally, after many moons, they reached the sacred mountain where the truth about the golden stool and Kwaku's treachery awaited them. With the truth revealed, Kofi and Akwa decided to return home. With the help of their new allies and their own bravery, they outsmarted Kwaku's followers and retrieved the golden stool, restoring honor to their families and uniting their kingdoms. This led to the acceptance of their union by both families. Kofi and Akwa's wedding was a grand celebration, uniting their families and kingdom in a vibrant display of African culture. The ceremony took place in a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers and towering trees. Akwa wore a stunning traditional Yoruba wedding dress, adorned with intricate beads and embroidery, while Kofi wore a handsome Ashanti kente clothes and gold jewelry. Their friends and family gathered around them, dressed in their finest attire. The ceremony began with the beating of the Akwaaba drum, symbolizing the union of the two families. Kofi's father, the king, performed a heartfelt blessings, followed by Akwa's mother, who sang a beautiful Yoruba wedding song. Akwa and Kofi exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other, and sealed their union with a romantic kiss. They were crowned with traditional Ashanti and Yoruba headgear, signifying their new status as husband and wife. The celebration continued with music, dance, and feasting as the two families came together in joy and harmony. Kofi and Akwa shared their first dance as husband and wife, surrounded by their loved ones, and the night ended with a spectacular fireworks display, illuminating the stars. Kwaku, on the other hand, felt sorry for what he did. He remorsefully asked for forgiveness, and he was forgiven. Hope you enjoyed the story. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, comment, like, and share. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.